heavy. And to some extent, after especially watching the DreamHack Winter, it very much is a possibility. Now, this is why you have seen those changes done by the squad's coach, Capel, who is basically given like a blank check to do whatever he wants. Or the squad Capitao, an interesting ban here from ENCE.
A very interesting start. I mean, freeing up the Lion ban definitely makes a lot more opportunity to make some other more targeted bans. So in this case, that is definitely going to be something that will make smoke planting a little bit more difficult.
And Buck makes a lot of sense. So bottom floor defenses are going to be a lot more viable now.
Yep.
As Buck actually brings even more to the table now. Not just able to destroy the top floor border as much as humanly possible, but also being able to deal with bandit batteries that are set up on the entryway and the walls through to armory. But also that's something that the Ash can do, the Zofia can do, and even the IQ without anything. Hell, even a grenade is more than enough. But Buck is such a flexible operator. Now, it's got to be Mira. Is it going to be the Echo? Mira. Not surprising.
I can imagine that with the Buck band, we might see a fair bit of Sledge perhaps taking his place, depending on the bomb site and the attack. So, you know, you'll still get the grenades plus some of the utility, depending on whether they're attacking down or up. But Buck is definitely useful to be able to do from below if they are playing a top floor site, as well as a lot of times just quickly opening up the wall from the east stairwell hallway there into the office. It's definitely something you see a lot of, so not going to happen here, but they will still have that Sledge I was just mentioning. We'll see if they go for any 6 picks, and they are going to. Shate is going to sneak over to Echo, something he plays pretty well. So that's not a big, huge surprise there. See how Alfalma does, switching over to this Thatcher, something we were talking about, was greatly lacking in the last matchup. Definitely important on this one, especially with that Bandit in play, which they do see is going to be a thing now, and Ace's IQ going to be that much more useful to help back that up, alongside especially spotting the Yokai drones that he doesn't even know are a thing yet, as that was 6th pick onto, so even more useful for him there. We'll see, of course, going to start Armory Lockers first, as there's usually not a ton of reason to vary off of that unless you have a good vent defense you want to go with, which is definitely pretty viable a lot of the times, depending on the operators in play. Seeing a lot of Legion today, which is not unusual at all. Legion definitely in a very good place at the moment for a lot of teams. Very useful.
Obviously a very flexible operator on the defense. The impact grenades definitely add just more on top. The utility is very good, but having the impact just means you have even more flexibility with the operator. Shate here on the role of the Echo. We've seen Shate in the past running Mira quite substantially. Both operators in general, just anchors, work out very well here for the Finn, and well, one of the 4 Finns on the squad.
Yeah. Something we're also seeing a lot of today as well, just in general, is mute play. It's really come up there, and then adding the SMG-11 just increased that, I think, even further.
I'd like to check, actually, Marcio, can we just see if Wilkie is running the mute with the SMG-11? Please. No? Okay. So Uno Meister, here, that face win.
It looks like he is running the SMG-11.
There you go, thank you very
so
much.
It makes a lot of sense. I look like he was using the shotgun as well to open up some holes for himself to be able to fire down into the entryway, which is, unfortunately for them, Uno's coming from the other side, so not going to get anything on that just yet.
And of course, here there's the Bandit. Sleben is on that roll, so Uno can destroy any utility from below. Now the attack, though, is coming in from the opposite end. Damage done to Hicks, or Shate playing all the way in the middle, and Rise. Where did that grenade even come from? Was it from below?
It might have been the, yeah, it wasn't the down the chimney one.
It was down the chimney.
Ooh, I didn't see it up there.
Nice. That was very well thrown, I have to say. So, Sleben is down and now taken out, and there's no bandit batteries that can save the day here. So, the office has been completely foregone. Shate has fallen back and is just holding off in the main hallway. And Uno's just looking down. There's no one in Fountain. Usually there's someone that plays in the back. Now there's some murder holes for them to use, and there you go. The Echo's been spotted but not killed. Half health here, Shate. As Uno will launch a breaching charge all the way to the back, and Uno will finish off his former teammate here, Shate. Boonsy trying to contest, but the grenade will bounce right in front of him. You know, just have to remaneuver and put himself on the edge of the archives room.
Well, so far, not the best hold here coming out, and there goes one more. Aces taking it down. Aces and Unos both very strong fraggers coming into this, and both playing operators that could do very well at that.
All right, Wilkie with the shotgun in hand now. You want to play the long range, you gotta need that SMG-11. Rise will take down Boonsy. 5v1 here. Wilkie last man alive. The IGL is taken down, and Uno will again take the round for the squad. This team working out perfectly here. Seems like even from the first round, looks like the aggression that LeStream are able to bring is really breaking ENCE in this situation.
Yeah, definitely some opportunities there where it could have been a situation they might have been able to fight back a little bit, but just they seemed a little unprepared for that aggression. There was a couple of times you saw Shate not firing quick enough. You saw Wilkie as well, just not reacting fast enough to that push on him. It's seeming like, but this is the first round, right, where they're still warming up, things like that. I would imagine it might change a little bit in the future rounds, but that is not a good start for ENCE so far. Golfi going to be switching off that Legion to bring the Jaeger. Should be a little bit better to protect against those grenades, as we saw that was a little bit of a problem for them last round.
Attackers need to locate.
We'll see them going to Armory Lockers again. The question is, will LeStream go for another office attack, or will they go to attack from the usual side onto the actual lockers? Looks like Slevin trying to set up a little bit to be able to better protect over here. Hopefully it doesn't get naded out this time.
I think he's just going to reinforce the center. There you go, and just leave the sides open.
Yeah.
No, completely wrong. I wonder why.
Well, it looks like they're going to definitely reinforce the entire wall. But again, we'll see if they actually go for an armor side push. Now, they both have both Bandit and Mute, so they can stop a lot of walls from being open potentially with both the batteries and the jammers. We'll see if they decide to go with that. But they obviously do need to protect the Armory Lockers wall if that is going to be the attack point for LeStream, which it was not at all last time, but usually not a great idea to attack from the same side twice in a row, as ENCE would likely be better prepared this time.
Yeah, and here's the thing. This is a border where, even though it seems like it's not really flexible, there's quite a few ways. Even through the middle of the round, you can switch around the entire setup that you've had. Oh, Uno should have spotted the player there, and
he did take a bit of damage, though.
Yeah. So obviously you can see a bit of that. He saw the leg, the upper thigh of the Jaeger. Golfi will just have to fall back. Now Uno will pin for his teammates. And drone should come in. Grenade was thrown on it to Golfi, I'm sure.
Oh, here comes flashes.
Yeah, to burn any ADSs, and I believe it was picked up there. I don't know if the Jaeger is trying to juggle his ADSs in the back, but they're definitely trying to put pressure on the Jaeger. And again, CCTV is a very important spot for you to hold, and burning as much time as possible definitely does help ENCE in their quest of taking this defensive round. Shate is, of course, here as well to help out Golfi. I'm not sure if he's going to be using a Yokai drone to help him out. ADS has already been burned. Shate shooting in the back, but not really able to find a kill. Slevin will be the one to land one, and even the second here from Shate. Wilkie's trying to fight against Hicks, but Wilkie will fall to the floor. Alphama will get one, and Hicks just refrags, takes down Wilkie, and Alphama with another one on to Golfi. Shate is remaneuvered and will try to enter through the break room. He'll find one of the bearing 9 and then fall back to try and use that shield to his advantage. Fire a shot right behind him, but he is still alive nonetheless. 2v2, but low on health as Hicks. It's very odd how this round just turned from advantage for ENCE to LeStream and then all the way back to ENCE now in the health advantage.
Yeah, Hicks very, very low at this point. It's going to have to be careful. They did have enough time, or still do have enough time, really, to go for a reset on him. But the fact that the smoke and the echo are left alive here means once he does finish this reset, time's going to be really tight going in there unless they can frag at least one of those defenders first.
And that's the thing. This is the decision you have to make. Do you split up or go in one way? And remember, those jokers are still available, or at least one of them, and the second one is going to get killed. This will deny information as ENCE's fallen teammates really will try and get information, gather, and send it back to Boonsy and Shate here, the old school players on the squad. Shate, no information to play to fire against the Havana in the back, and if only he knew. One pull of the trigger could have ended the life right there. The IQ will go down. Ace is on the floor. The Habana's trying to peek here again. Shate has to go for the reload. 12 seconds on the clock, but Hicks has to go against even a shotgun against him. Shate's on the floor. He's trying to bait his opponents in, and Shate will find the kill. The MP5, and beautiful play here from ENCE. Just duoing and knowing, okay, we have the time on our side. We're going to try to just burn it as low as possible and force our opponents into us.
Definitely a good round for Shate, though, able to land a lot of those important shots and make it count. Definitely a lot better than the previous round. It was like you said, a lot of trades back and forth, and they did go for the locker side push, but just losing so many people fighting over that break room, I don't think they expected it to be as heavy an engagement there as possible. You know, once they found Gomfi and were trying to pressure him, they thought, okay, you know, we'll put some pressure on him, we'll do what we can to take him out, and then we'll have break room control and CCTV control, and it just did not work out like that at all. It just turned into a flurry of trades back and forth, leaving into that 2v2, and a 2v2 trying to push into the lockers with both the delay operators left alive like that. Thankfully, at least one of the attackers was still IQ and was able to take out both of the Echo drones, which I think did give them the possibility of being able to make that work, but nonetheless, you didn't even have to see any smoke canisters come out to try and fight that, just because, I mean, the Echo, Shate was just doing such a good job holding the angles there, and it's such a tight funnel to come through into the bomb site right there. It's just, there's not a whole lot you could do, but we'll see how VODs works out as attacking.
For a lot of people, this match is kind of, I don't know, very pulling on the heartstrings, just because a lot of fans are here for Uno and the French scene, for LeStream, and wanting to see how, very curious of how things will work out for the French squad after being picked up by the new organization, the change they had. But also, a lot of people are very happy to see ENCE back in Pro League. Again, these guys are former Pro League champions, and Shate is a former world champion. As we'll clear it up, everything after year 1, the only way for you to be considered a world champion is to win at the Invitational. And Shate is one of the very few people to join that exclusive club.
Not to mention, some of these people go back on ENCE, go all the way back to season 1.
I remember the old Wilkie, Bunsi, Jonas run out on House, where Jonas completely mucked it up. It is a highlight from the first year, and I think they were playing against Kix's old team in that matchup.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Some of those maps were definitely interesting in the early days, that's for sure. But it's good to see a lot of these people sticking around, and even some of them coming back, like Shate. So I never believe anyone claiming they're retired from this game, because I haven't seen anyone be able to escape its gravitational pull just yet.
No. And, you know, speaking of which, K9 has announced his retirement.
Yeah, temporary. He's in the doghouse.
I very much hope so, because K9, if you guys don't know, he has had such a huge influence on not just North American Siege, but also
well, you said going back to Kix's old team. That's
basically K9, obviously one of the most well-known players by the esports community, and well-loved for the amount of work that he's put in for Siege back in the day. And look at the work done by Shate. He not only puts the bandit battery down, but also finishes off Uno. And that's a great spot here on the Ash early on. Now, what usually happens is that the Ash comes in from below and destroys those bandit batteries, and even with EMP available, somehow this is taking way too long, and C4 will miss.
Well, nonetheless, he's just trying to delay as long as possible, right? His job isn't to hold that wall forever, just hold as long as he can. Wilkie getting a kill downstairs as well. This is not looking great for the stream, but at least they're able to take Wilkie down. However, Boonsy a little bit lower on health as well as Gomfi, so they just are going to have to push and use what manpower they have left to corner some of these guys and try and even things up a little bit if they can.
Here, Alpha on the reload of Thatcher, and we'll try to move in to the actual site. 3 players left alive for LeStream, and Sleben is ready. Hicks will go down. Second smoke gas canister is going to get used to Sleben from above. It's just holding on the one entryway into the bathroom, and that's the diffuser on the floor. Alfama will spray in. Cannot find. Oh, there you go. Boonsy finally finished off. Oh, there's still the Jaeger Gomfi here, just waiting by the servers. Alfama checks the wrong position, and there you go. Easy kill for the Belgian. And ENCE will secure their second round on the board. And that was a stark difference. The very first round.
Remember what I said about them warming up?
Yeah.
It's clearly the case. They just needed that first round to warm up, you know, get some of the reaction times up, some of their confidence and speed. And it's good, though, when losing that first round, you don't feel too much like, oh, you know what, we're doing terrible, this is going to go badly. Instead, it's just like, okay, cool, shake that off. Now we got the first round out of the way. Now it's time to start winning. Now, of course, they have to continue to change bomb sites, though, as you do have to play a third bomb site if you win 2 in a row. So, customs it's going to be. Now, of course, they could also go with tellers, which is certainly not ruled out as quite a few teams. LeStream especially being one of those teams that originally was, along with Vitality, fairly good at that bomb site. But custom seems to have come back into the meta a fair amount. We'll see, though, if their lineup works for it. They're going to be bringing pretty similar lineup on defense to what they have been bringing so far. Somewhat similar on attack as well. Like I said, now with the Buck out of play, we're just seeing a lot of Sledge so it makes sense. But also a lot of Thatcher, so this is good to see that it's not going to be too much like the first match, just the lack of ability to take out a lot of gadgets. I feel like Thatcher is in a very important place in the current meta with operators, and even without the two new operators in play.
Yeah, just because there's so many gadgets, right?
Yeah.
So it does make sense, and comboing with the IQ means that any play with an Echo or anything like that is just not going to be very easy to pull off.
He's going to be that much more important in the second half of the season, that's for sure.
All right, Wilkie throw out his second to last Black Eye, as of course, if you're defending downstairs in customs, you're going to need to hold on to the top floor CCTV for as long as humanly possible. That hatch, well, at least the two that look all the way down into the site, is definitely something that you don't want to give up easily. And Ace is kind of distraught here, like, Uno, please don't shoot
He's
me.
getting so close so many times on multiple occasions. Like, they're very antsy to get in there and kill, but both of them being the heavy frag players, like they are very heavy speed, 3-speed push-ins. It's just, it is kind of the nature of the beast, but they do need to split up at some point. Going 2 men, they are very likely to shoot one another in the back of the head at some point, but unfortunately not shooting the Legion just yet as Sleben manages to sneak away.
Now there's a drone right in front of Uno here to give him the information, but it was shot down by Sleben. Not sure if there's somebody here to give him another one, and there you go. Ace is coming in from the side, and Sleben, oh my lord! He finds the shot through the soft wall. Usually that wall is reinforced for this sort of play, but it's not in this case, and holes or not, they work both ways.
I believe that I heard that somewhere. I think it was a fortune cookie. Ace is still with this Claymore in hand as well. That's going to be important to get set up at some point because let's say he dies pushing a little more aggressively, having some kind of flank watch via Claymore still going to be important. It's one of those gadgets that is, when you pick it, you really need to have a good place and a good plan to put it down to make sure that you get your mileage out of it, just because you start to get low on man count towards the end.
All right, Wilkie watching in from the doorway. There's still nobody in to contest. Now, ENCE are on limited information. That's why, having that the goo mines available plus Wilkie's Black Eyes definitely do help, just because you can spot people using those. And oh man, Sleben with the goo and with a headshot. Aces will go down. That's the second kill for Sleben, the super power player.
I mean, it's nice to see that he wasn't necessarily brought in as a heavy fragger, but he's doing a good job against the 2 fraggers on the other team.
Yep, and that is very impressive, the amount of work that he's able to put here so far. Hicks is going to get spotted in the usual Wilkie spot. Repelled will go down. Gonfi with 1, but Gonfi and Sleben still super low on health. Rise, the last man alive, will take down one of the hatches. He's going to get spotted, but take no damage from Sleben, who will go down. No more goo mines available, but there's only one at that point. Oh, Wilkie going down to Rise.
What a drop.
There's still the diffuser right behind the wall, and what will happen? Well, Shate give away his position. He's going to try to C4 right onto it, but no pickup. Rise is just going to go for the kills.
C4 plays have just not been on point so far.
Now they do hear him entering. There's a shotgun pointed right at him, and there you go. Shate will find him right through the border guard window.
It seems like ENCE are just way more on point with the fragging power. Now they're showing a lot of flexibility in the way they're playing. I mean, Sleben was a good example of it. The way he was just holding pretty much that small little office almost the entire time against 2 very aggressive, very strong operators to be playing against. And he's not exactly a 3-speed on defense himself, but he's just playing his position. They even droned him out. They knew where he was, and he still was able to hold it effectively. It's just, they seem to be doing a much better job after that first round of even communicating, or of doing a better job of positioning themselves against the way the attacks are coming down. It seemed like they might have got caught off guard and by surprise a little bit more on the office attack than anything else. But they can't go back to the that bomb site now, so we'll see if it does go down that way again. I would imagine if you're LeStream, you're going to be looking at, well, our attack towards the locker site did not do so great last time. Let's go back to what we did well, the office side, but then of course ENCE can read into that. So if ENCE have a good defense set up for that office side, this could be LeStream continuing to slide downhill till the side switch.
I have to say, ENCE are, after that first round, things completely changed with the finished squad here, and they're just able to read into LeStream's more aggressive playstyle.
Seems to be working just because they're able to shut down the more aggressive players earlier on, and it seems like a lot of the other players aren't able to match the aggression. But I gotta say, Rise's hatch drop, definitely a nice example of that aggression from a Sledge player, especially to just hatch down, drop down exactly, and land that shot the way he did. Is just, it does take a lot of confidence, so it didn't seem like he was too shaken by it. So that's still good for LeStream that they're not so demoralized yet by the rounds that they've lost.
Yeah, and again, I will have to double check on that, but I have been told that a lot of the players from LeStream were moving to Paris, which is where the HQ of the company is, to play there together, but I'm not sure if they're doing that constantly or just for boot camp purposes. So we'll have to double check and let you guys know, because it definitely does add an extra dynamic to the squad.
It definitely does. It also can make communication a little bit better in some ways, and so hopefully that works out for them. But Wilkie already downed, however, traded for Rise, so Wilkie probably going to get picked. There we go, getting picked up, although the flashbang is going to slow that down a little bit.
It is going to scare the squad for just a bit, but shouldn't really be too much of a hindrance. Hicks will pick up his drone, and Shate will take down Aces. All right, nicely done. Seems like ENCE and Shate specifically here on the Echo are very content with just holding down the bottom side, and Alpha Mao will pre-fire. Shate will go down. EMP still available, which will take down the bandit batteries in the side, but Sleben still has a battery ready to go.
Well, still manpower advantage to ENCE, though. However, Uno still being alive, he really needs to get in there and do some fragging, because the other two players kind of doing a support role right now, just trying to get this wall open. However, Sleben coming over, is he going to trick it in time? And nope, he will not, but he will not die in the process. That's the important part. He's still low on health, though.
Quite a bit of time here to work with. This team, even with the man down, Sleben has taken a decent chunk of damage. Overall, in terms of health, very equal between the two squads. So Hicks is just going to drone in through Fountain. Not going to find anyone. Oh, there you go. He will find, finally, the smoke in the back. Golfy setting up with a punch hole. And he can look all the way down. He has the comfort of knowing the hallway is kind of clear for him to play, even though he lost Shate, who was mostly setting up around him.
That's the nice thing about having a lot of the manpower advantage, as well as with so few players left on the attack, you kind of can better have an idea where they're all at.
Golfy still looking down as that position has been revealed for LeStream, at least the 3 players available. Bit of damage taken here by Alpha Mao, as Uno has to be very careful to not drop and lose more time as he tries to go back up. Boonsy set up with a shotgun as the all-time smoke main is still in. Wilkie will land the C4 on Hicks from below, I believe. Just ready here. Alpha Mao will try to push into Boonsy. The fuse is on the floor, and shotgun will hit. He's on the floor, and last man alive is Uno, the old player here for ENCE. I'll try to peek, and
timing not working out in his favor.
Wow. Wilkie might be getting old, but those reflexes, my man, they are still there.
Yeah, and that's him punishing his teammate for leaving.
This is what you get.
Yeah.
He is a tank commander.
There you go.
He was the leader of Team Milosh. And of course, your commander.
Thank you. I've been promoted from scrub. Good to hear.
Of course, we all knew you were using that C4 to, down the guy.
Yeah, just to clarify things, I was trying to hit for the 5 damage for the memes. Had I hit, you all would have been cheering. Okay?
All right.
He literally stopped to shoot my cap can trap, ironically enough. But
I swear we don't bully him about this every day.
Not every day. Every other day. The off-cast days here. Alfama not doing too bad here, but Rise also picking up. But surprisingly, the frag players of the team with 1 or 2 kills each is not a good indicator. And I got to imagine that's maybe just the coordination really not being there. I mean, you saw, like, Uno and Aces, for example, stacking up on each other a lot, almost shooting each other. It just feels like maybe they don't have everything, all their kind of ducks in a row just yet. But I do kind of miss the old Hicks fuse rush with a shield on this map.
But please, I don't want another no Thermite or Hibana for that to happen.
No, I would like for that to not have to be the case for him to do it, but it would be fun to see again.
Fuse shield with the pocket sniper rifle, EMM.
Yeah, it's definitely not fun to play against, as we saw a lot of good shield play last match with Pengu on that Monty. So here we go, they're stacking up on each other again. They're not even sure which one of them shot the camera first. Just, I don't know, it says to me they're not taking full advantage of their frag power.
Oh, Sleben again! We were talking about this today, actually, Corey and I. This is a setup that Latin America was doing yesterday, and Kixon and Taro very much highlighted the way that rotation hole from the archives back into the office has been used so efficiently by specifically smokes on teams.
Yeah.
But here, just can rotate in, pop a shot, and then fall back, and he does have a lot of cover to work with. It's much better than playing inside of the office, and I really like that sort of adaptation that ENCE are trying to do, and Sleben hits the perfect one, shutting down the spearhead of LeStream's assault.
Absolutely. And this is a case where he was able to hold up very well last time against an attack on here because he's able to push back to the small office, which is exactly what he's doing again. Just taking full advantage of taking his shots and running, using the angles that he has right here, as long as he can keep his hallway secure, which just unfortunately did not work this time. Rise taking full advantage of the angle that he had. Now that Sleben's down, should be a little bit better of an attack here. They are going to have to do some more killing potentially to make this work, but at least with Rise still able to open up a lot of the holes in the floor, the hatches, things like that. Even if he dies, that does offer some opportunity, but Shate being left alive up here, I have a feeling this is going to come back to bite them. Now, as I said, he hasn't been too effective with his C4 in the past, but he still has it in hand just in case. Might be something that really ends up a little more critical later, but Ace is pushing him, cannot land the shots because Gomfi, guess what? Hiding right around the corner. Such a typical Jaeger spot to be, too, for Vent's defense.
And there you go. There's the wall that is just in the way of Hicks. Oh, no. Did he hit his teammate with it, or did
he might have, yeah. He might have even hit the floor with it.
It did. He took 5 damage.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, no.
That's what I mean, that coordination. They're all just kind of getting in each other's way. And I think that speaks to maybe needing to, you know, maybe do that workshop or whatever they need to do in pairs. Obviously,
losing 1 X-Kairos is not the end of the world, but having an extra one means you have an extra angle to play from the bathroom and look all the way down into the workshop. It always is good having more utility to use to your advantage. Alfama and Hicks will try to push in. Hicks will find one with the bearing 9, but not the second just yet. He'll be met with a boonsy, a bash right in his face. The shotgun is going to be more than enough to dispatch the LeStream player here. Wilkie with a cross angle to hold on to the diffuser. As Rise understands the situation he's in, he gets sprayed through the wall, and Wilkie will finish off Rise, and the first half will go the way of ENCE in a massive fashion. 5-1 for the Finnish squad. As usual, the community has spoken. ENCE coming out swinging. I mean, we saw last night, for example, a lot of defensive-sidedness. Whereas I wouldn't say that's been the case so far tonight, at least between the two matches, but if things switch around and swing back the other way, which they could for LeStream, maybe they're able to collect themselves a little better because, like I was saying, about their attacks, they were a little uncoordinated. They were stacking up on each other. They were getting in each other's way. Might not be the case for defense because they're able to play a little more patiently. They're able to kind of spend more time communicating more accurately because they're not having to push in and take map control. They're not having to drone for each other the same way. They've got the Valkyrie, for example, coming out from Uno as a 6th pick. I mean, they could use with perhaps some other intel in Echo, for example, would be a nice choice. But either way, if they can just collect themselves a little bit, get a bit more intel, and stay a little more calm, I could see this going a little bit more the way of LeStream. But at the same time, the confidence coming out from ENCE is still going to continue into this, because even if they lose a round or two, they're still going to feel very, very confident after going 5 rounds in a row. Like, and confidence plays a big factor in this game, just in terms of if you have the communication and the coordination of a team to back up confidence, that confidence often turns into kills, or at least being able to play very confidently in an area and keep map control. Yeah. So we'll see if things switch around, though. But, I mean, Uno, in theory, should have some knowledge about how ENCE plays, but I got to imagine they've shaken things up a little bit since he left, as he definitely seemed to be caught off guard a lot by Sleben, his replacement, ironically enough, on the attack. So, you know, maybe that's the thing is Uno knew how the rest of ENCE played, but just didn't know Sleben well enough. It's weird because Sleben used to play on Niriki, and before that on Motion Gaming, actually, which is a team that ENCE scrimmed against a decent chunk and also played against in local Finnish tournaments, even on LAN. So yeah, it's just the role that Sleben is filling here for the team is definitely played very well. I have to say, like the way that he's playing the Legion and just able to exploit the over-aggressiveness of LeStream is very odd here. So Sleben, of course, is bringing the Ying. Gomfi will find the first kill of the round. Rise will go down, and that's a huge loss. The Legion we were just talking about. Oh man, that's a stark difference. Able to compare between the two players and the way that they are set up.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see if Sleben gets the Candelas off. As a lot of young players will sometimes die before they're able to get full effect out of it. But no, he's going to get a kill and Candelas off here.
2 kills off of it as Alpha Mao. We'll only find 1 here on Gomfi, but just the Ash. That's someone that is okay to be lost, especially with 3 kills going down. Valkyrie, Jaeger, and more importantly, the Legion being removed from play. Both SMG-11ers are still available with the mute and the smoke. We'll see how ENCE try to play this one, and maybe if LeStream can actually recover. They're hugging up here 1 by 1, but Hicks is taking some damage through the wall. Shate will finish off Alpha Man. Now all up to Hicks. He's going to chuck in smokes as far as humanly possible, running back into the fountain. But he is so far away from anything objective-wise, which is, I know it's a bit of a surprise, literally the whole point of the game. It's going to be a bit complicated for him to try and go for the retake. As there's the drone right next to him, he'll go for the knife and destroy it without using any bullets. He'll fire in the back, but unfortunately, that is just enough to reveal his position. And Sleben, the superpower player, will get yet another one in the round. ENCE, a round away from victory. Something that, I mean, hey, you could have seen and said, oh, ENCE, you know, they're pretty good. They're fired up for this. Always something that you're looking forward to. But
this is a debut. I tell you, yeah.
Man,
they wanted to come out swinging. They you know, much like Team Secret, right? They worked their way back up. They're gonna prove it.
Man, Pro League just gets, in every region, just gets better and better and better every single season. It is insane the level of skill that players have attained, and the level of teamwork really
honestly
adds to it.
The thing that worries me the most about that is how impenetrable Pro League could eventually get when it comes to just trying to compete with the people with this long standing of experience.
Hey man, it's all about how good you are.
Yeah.
It's all about the W. It's all about practice, putting in the work, putting in the effort, and that's how you get to this level.
I mean, it helps if you're Finnish as well, I think, because you get to go through G2 Academy. get your training wheels. I mean, that's how Uno got in here. That's, you know, how a lot of people got in here.
Statistically speaking, in terms of Europe, Finland definitely has the most successful players in Siege.
They might have the most successful players per capita or whatever too, just because I don't think they have a huge population.
No, there's like 3.5 million Finns, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, even back in the day, people that remember literally year 1, season 1 and 2 with Keito Mestari that used to play on the squad, who actually later on turned to swim for the Finnish national team.
He's come back. He's done swimming.
Protax used to play, you know, on the squad as well. Now is more of a coach/manager. So
yeah, he hasn't really left necessarily.
Yeah, he's still there. You know, you can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. That's basically Siege in a nutshell here.
Yeah. So good luck leaving. But that's the nice thing is, like I said, the long history of these players definitely is nice to see. Like a lot of these people going back to year 1, season 1, but not everyone. So there's definitely some potential here. But at least we're getting underway in this potentially final round. If ENCE continues to have their way, they are going to be bringing that Ying again for this attack on a site that I think favors it even more so. I mean, it was useful for attacking CCTV when you wanted to go to events, but even more so when trying to get into these lockers here. If you have something to back it up. However, they're not going to be bringing any smokes to back it up, though. It is the interesting part because smoke plus Candelas is even more of a party.
Very true.
But
you can still use the Candelas in like timing them 3, 2, 1. Because obviously the longer you hold the Candela, it hits all the way up to a 3-second charge.
I would love to see more gadgets in the future with timing elements to them like that. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it does add an extra level of skill.
I kind of wish you could cook the EMP nades.
Well, EMPs kind of cook everything else, right?
That's true.
Ha, got it.
But bandit tricking, speaking of not being able to cook EMPs, and I think if you could cook them, then it would be much harder to bandit trick, but successful bandit tricking there, and they do not have like a redundant Haban or anything like that, so hopefully they still have 1 charge left, but
okay.
Nice job, Wilkie.
Uno just unable to win his gunfights. Very odd here is Wilkie, as you mentioned, will get the kill, and that's the removal that they needed. So now the cross angle cannot be contested, and the bandit cannot really do much against thermite charge. Sleben will have to fall back, as Wilkie is more now on a flank hold duty. There's 1 by half wall in the back, and should get spotted there. And that's Alpha Mao on the bandit, as the drones are going to get taken down.
I mean, it's likely that even if he's able to hang out back in the half wall, he is likely to get blinded by either the stuns coming out here from Gomfi or the Candelas. Gonfi could go in for the kill, though, but it's very likely you could have the Ying just rush in and get the kill once he's blind.
And I'm not sure if there's a grenade still available for Shate if he would like to play that role. Bandit trying to fight against Gonfi, who actually exchanges a decent chunk of damage between the two. Pretty equal in it, the C4 being used out, but not really doing much. Gonfi trying to spray through the wall as unfortunately cannot see the leg of the Bandit down on the floor just because of
here we go.
It's going to get thrown in. Utility in as well. Boonsy will find one, but it's Hicks from the opposite end. Unfortunately, the smoke kind of more than enough to slow things down for the attack. Gonfi sniffing in that smoke and will go at least be down for a second. Might get picked up, but Rise will find one. Shot is going to get taken down. 10 seconds on the clock. Push has to shove here. Come to shove from ENCE. Gonfi taken out. Wilkie, last man alive. He'll try to spray it to the side. 1 second left. An advantage for LeStream as Rise and Hicks will save the day. At least extend their potential life cycle an extra round, and still on map and match point.
I gotta say though, the Bandit behind the half wall was a big reason that was successful that round, just because his ability to hold them back for so long till they had a coordinated attempt to push, and then the smoke just with good timing and getting that smoke out as well to make sure that they were kind of just pushing into the smoke. Absolutely worked out in their favor. But at the same time, I feel like they got a little too panicked for the push towards the end as they started to run out of time. But again, that's why I credit the Bandit, because his ability to slow down their timing on that push for as long as he did, and them just getting kind of stalled out on that wall made it much, much harder. And I feel like maybe they needed a bit more of a flank presence to keep everyone busy so they could have pushed.
That's why they had Shate, but Shate kind of took a bit too long to get in his position. It was just mistimed. There wasn't as efficient time management from ENCE as you would expect.
And I feel like that would have made the difference, especially, let's say they would have gotten the kill on the Bandit earlier and then had a Shate in position sooner. I feel like that definitely could have gone the way of ENCE.
Oh, so I do have a full correction from Capel, the coach of the LeStream squad. They are all at home. They are not playing directly from the team house of LeStream. So
are they moving there eventually then? Or?
I am not sure. You will have to get even more caught.
Wait for it. Yeah, part 2 of the information.
Again, thank you very much to our good friend Capel. Obviously, here's LeStream on a bit of a on the edge. So they're walking the razor's edge. And
again,
not a really good spot.
The 2 frag players are the 2 bottom fraggers at the moment.
Maybe it's because there's no drones to support the 2 frag players.
That's the big problem.
Because everybody else is so worried about holding angles instead of allowing them to get really into their flow and in their more frag-heavy role.
It almost feels like their plan is, rather than droning for each other, they just were like, well, we have 2 fraggers, one just backs up the other one. Yeah. But they're not trading anytime that, like, Uno dies, you're not seeing the trade come out from aces, and I think it's a big difference, and that's a problem with frag-heavy teams sometimes, where they have too many fraggers and not enough droners, and that's why we talk about how undervalued support players are.
Indeed, indeed.
Well, we'll see.
That's why I'm wearing the thermite pin as well.
Is that why? Does it help?
Yeah.
Are you my support player? We will see the Candelas coming out again here, potentially to great effect.
Well done, Slevin. He'll find the kill, but it gets tagged from the side. Gonfi, though, still finding the kill on aces. This is falling apart for the squad of LeStream. Rise coming in from below as he'll try to fight the main stairs, but it's a foregone conclusion, at least for the armory. This is getting very complicated. Gonfi will go for the reset, and
plenty of time.
There you go, more than enough to go for this. Rise might have heard, oh man. He might have heard the drop here, but no, the Ash is gonna get picked up. Uno actually running with the FMG9, and Rise very careful to not open fire before there is a confirmed potential kill. Slevin will tap away as Hicks will go down. Still fire all the way into the supply room. Fire from Rise will reveal his position. It will not be enough to handle the sustained rate of fire of the T95.
Candela's going to cover for the plant, though.
Yeah, Boonsy just going in for it. Gonfi is right behind him, and you mentioned the Candelas out as well. Uno just running on in. He'll go through the beepers. He is going to get spotted by Shate. And will go down very easily to the Finn. The old player on the squad. Rise will fire in and take down Gonfi. He's watching all those pre-open holes by his opponents and even some by his own team. Wilkie will take out the goo mine off of his foot as Rise solo on health will take even more damage, running all the way into customs. And just checking every single position. There's one on the outside watching for, and Sleben will give the information. Spray right in, and Sleben will take down Rise. I have to say, Sleben doing absolutely insane work here for ENCE, even as the newcomer. What a stark difference and stark contrast to what we saw from him and the squad at DreamHack Winter in Sweden not but 1 month ago. There you go, MVP of the game, and ENCE will take the victory 7-2, our second one here.
Very impressed with Sleben.
Oh, yes.
I mean, look at that. 12 and 10 there for him and Shate. Just, I mean, it feels bad for Rise because I don't think he should have to be carrying that much for his team.
No, not with Aces and Uno, as you said. The two heavy fraggers on the squad that are only getting 2 kills each, they are kind of tripping over one another's toes, and that is a problem when the team is built in a way where it doesn't really allow for much flexibility in the role. And this is something a lot of people were mentioning with, for example, in the previous season with Obey Alliance.
Yeah.
You're building a squad that has potential and the firepower, but then it takes so long to warm up and so much communication to go well that maybe the only way for the squad to really function correctly is to have them all playing together in the team house. Maybe that's the thing that is required here.
What worries me come tomorrow is they have to play again. And not only can teams look at tonight and look at what they can do to take advantage of some of LeStream's weaknesses, but they won't have a lot of time to shore those up just yet. So maybe next week we'll see a little bit stronger play between those two guys, between Uno and Aces. But as for tomorrow, it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, and tomorrow they're going to be playing against Penta Sports. So it doesn't really get any easier. But our interview is ready. Let's have a talk with Woki.
Can you hear me?
Huva ult. How is it? Ilta? Huva ilta.
Hyvä ilta.
Huva ilta, Niklas. How are you, my good friend? I've missed you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, to be honest, it was 250-day wait for this moment, so yeah, you can imagine it's quite a special moment. It kind of feels harsh to say it, but even more so now that we faced actually LeStream and with everything that has been going on. So it was really nice win for us.
Well, congratulations again on the 7-2 victory against LeStream. Now, let's talk about a few things on the squad. Sleben really pulled his weight in this matchup. We saw DreamHack Winter where... What is that?
It's a hand warmer.
Ooh, what does that say?
Caliente.
What does that mean? Like, go faster?
I have no idea.
I know caliente, but that's like a different thing. Can we get a translator in here, please? Chop, chop. Anyways, so Sleben on the squad. Stark difference to what happened in DreamHack Winter with the squad, where both you and LeStream kind of were shaky and didn't really perform at the required level. How's Sleben fitting in with the team?
He's fitting better and better all the time. Like everyone knows he's a ranked hero, so it takes a certain way of reforming him to get him to play in the competitive level. But yeah, he's one like we picked him because we think he's going to be a superstar in the future, and that's why we are grinding the diamond out of him.
Yeah, the superpower player, as Panari so well put it. That's for sure.
There's already songs about the guy, so that tells something, I would say.
Very well said. Now, what was interesting is that when you guys playing on the defense, Shate was actually playing the Echo in the hallway to protect things. Now, it is a very open position for him to be sitting, especially with such a technical operator to have. What's the mindset behind this sort of play and setup for it?
Well, big balls. That's why we have the ENCE boxers now. All
right. Fair enough. The cojones are very much caliente on this. It's been a while.
You're quite right. It's really open position, but like it's also kind of hard to deal with if you are not sure what you're doing. So we have tried it in the past, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This time we fell for it and we went for it, so it worked. So good for us.
Yeah, well, we are getting the confirmation. Caliente does mean to be hot, so caliente. So on round number 8, though, I want to specify the second round that you lost, the first one on your attack. There was kind of a mistiming with the Yin Candela to deal with the bandit behind the half wall on the Armory. What happened there with the setup for that sort of aggression? Because there was not enough time. Shate wasn't ready on the window as well to hold off the assault from the defenders as well. Just didn't really seem too well timed.
Yeah, it's like those sort of things that need to be timed, and we mistimed them. And well, I can't really see what's going on because I was holding the flank there. So yeah. It came to the like mistimings and like miscommunication, but yeah, I didn't really see the situation because I was like back to them, so I don't have ice in my back. So.
We definitely did see it, so I'm sure that you will be back here and looking through it, of course, with Sua, your coach and analyst, and Protax as well. Quite a bit of support here to make sure that the whole team can function at the best level. And again, congratulations on the victory. Congratulations on being back in Pro League. I know we get the honor of seeing you at many, many events, Niklas, but seeing you competing again, and especially playing the way you did today, that definitely helps fade away the story of what happened in the previous year. And of course, we'll all never forget the Jonas Bunsi and Wilkie run on house, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's like when you're at the desk, like Canadian, and you do that for a while, and then you realize that, yeah, I actually want to be better, so I don't need to be here again. Although I love that as well, but
yeah,
I still love
just
playing.
Just throw us under the bus here, Niklas. All right, well, thank you very much. Anything you'd like to say to all the fans that were watching and really waiting for this matchup?
Well, it was a long time coming, so I hope everyone enjoyed the show, and we did for sure. We had a rough start, but after that we were just having fun, laughing all the time, and that's what games are like in the end. Like, you have to have fun. If you don't have fun, you burn out. That's how it is.
Very true. That is definitely something that Shate highlighted as well throughout the year. Well, thank you again for this interview, and congratulations on your matchup. We will see you guys tomorrow in your matchup.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, hey, we actually are playing tomorrow. Well done. You guys are actually playing as Team Empire, which is going to be pretty interesting as both of you made it out of Challenger League together.
Yeah, the attack is coming from the east again. So that's quite normal for us in Finland.
It's Finnish winter, right? All right, we'll see how that goes. Thank you very much, Wilkie.
Thank you.
Good night.